another breaking update coming in as far as war is concerned. Let's have a look. In fact, the oil prices surged to a first fresh high is what we're learning. Global oil markets remain volatile, reflecting concern over the supply disruption and the regional conflict. Now, in that backdrop, we're learning that the Brent crude has risen to 2.4% to 115.33 a barrel, bringing the gain for a month to 59%. And topping the jump that followed Iraq's invasion of Kuwait in 1990. We learned that U.S. Crude has climbed 3% to 102.52, making a monthly rise of 53%. Let me go across to my colleague Srinjoy, who's been tracking all the details. Good morning, Srinjoy. We're learning that the oil prices continue to surge. In the latest, the Brent has jumped to 115 a barrel, topping the jump that, remember, followed Iraq's invasion of Kuwait in 1990 is what we're learning. Brent has now come to $115 a barrel.
This is very concerning. This worries India a lot because the more the crude prices are, the more the impact is on the Indian economy. There is a saying that if crude prices go up by about $10, and let's not forget that crude prices have gone up from 70 to 80 to 90 to 100, currently about 112 or 115, then what happens is that the India's GDP for the year gets shaved off by about 0.2%. Now, 0.2% on a $4 trillion economy is still a considerable amount. So this is something that concerns India, that worries India. The longer the oil prices are high, the more difficult it is for India as a developing country, a country that imports over 80% of its oil. Now, if India were less dependent on oil imports, it would be easier. But regardless of whatever the situation is, India is dependent. And if India is as dependent as it is, then it's a worry for the Indian economy. It's a worry for India.
Absolutely. The situation is quite concerning. Let me also go across to Kishore Subramaniam, financial expert. Thanks so much, sir, for connecting with us. The situation remains quite concerning. Oil prices have surged to a fresh high. Brent, at this point in time, currently stands at $115 a barrel. Your take on this?
Yeah, at 115 a barrel, it's a very concerning thing. See, as my co-panelist was saying that, it shaves off 0.2% for every $10. Remember one thing that
Continue, sir. All right, we'll try and reconnect that line with our expert. In fact, that remains the situation. Global oil markets remain volatile, reflecting concern over supply disruption and regional conflict as well. Brent crude at this point in time has risen to $115.33 a barrel, bringing the gains for a month to 59% and topping the jump that followed Iraq's invasion of Kuwait in 1990s.